very first one you see with the black flat thing on it is our radar mast. The radar was a very secretive item during World War II. It was developed during World War II. My wife's grandfather rode 11 war patrols on board a submarine during World War II.
Broken ankles, so you can only imagine how frantic it would be after you rang the dive alarm. But back behind us here we have our, as I said before, our radar systems and our communications relays. We would have to surface and use our radios that way. Our other forms of communication would be our signal guns inside, which we can dive in. Which way they go?
Oh, yep. Somebody's coming up. I think we're waiting for them to come up.
Oh, okay.
Is he coming up?
You're good. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, you can come up and then hang out on the bridge, and then
It's a whole new
the
experience.
other three can come down the ladder.
Do we go all the way up?
Could
You
hand that to me
three are going to go all the way up.
Keep going up, yeah.
They're down.
You guys go up. Then we go down.
Sure.
You ready?
Situations, or if they were submerged and needed to see what was going on outside. There'd be about 4 to 5 guys down here. There'd be a guy flying the boat. The captain would be at the periscope. If necessary, there would be a guy at the torpedo data computer, and then a guy or two, doing the charts and navigation and that kind of stuff. So just working from the back of the room up to the look through that one. This one's unfortunately up or down or stuck some way that it doesn't work anymore.
Right
So
there, I looked at already. So how many men would be in this area when they were?
about 4 to 5.
Yeah. I bet they all stunk too.
Just wait till you get down the rest of the boat.
It gets better, huh?
Yeah. Then up there is the main steering mechanism for the submarine, the big giant wheel. So everything that's down there is also, up here.
Fueled torpedoes. Back in the days of World War II, they actually have a steam engine inside of the housing here, and it carried alcohol. The nose up here, this is not a war shot obviously, but the nose had 750 pounds of Torpex of an explosive. These things were not wire guided or anything like that. They were strictly fire and forget, which is why you see them matching bearings in the movies and stuff like that, and then they'd fire the tube. And then you'd pressurize that to 10 pounds, 15 pounds over sea pressure, open up the hull valve and blow the contents of the tank out to sea without blowing any air overboard, because that gives away your position. So what would happen is that they would then, once that tank was empty, or close to being empty, they'd shut the valves, and then they'd have to vent the tank inboard through charcoal filters. Then when you lift it up, it drains down through the drain into the sanitary tank. Then you would open it back up, put a little bit more water in to clean it up, close it up, and it's ready for the next guy. So you would do that every other day or so. Talk to the engineering people, he could do all that stuff. The space over where the gentleman is on the left, or the right back there, is the ship's office. That held all the records. That also held the medical supplies for the corpsmen, and that was where the yeomen did their business. The hatch right below you here goes into the forward battery space. We're not going down into the forward battery space because it's just a ladder. They've got a better ladder back at the after battery, and we'll talk about the after battery. Off to the side here, as we go down further, there are bunks here for the junior officers. Stern planes and the bow planes go up and down. If the con up there flooded, where everybody saw, they could steer the ship from behind you there. There's a repeater right down below. The helmsman could stand there and could run the ship. Normally when they dove the ship, in the World War II configuration, they would be standing pretty much right up above the con area, up on the gun deck up there on the bridge. What they would do is the officer deck would say, prepare to dive. He would then go clear the bridge. The lookouts would drop down below into the conning tower where they took over as the Nelson Plainsman, was the plainsman. He would say, dive, dive. He would sound 2 blasts of the diving alarm. At that time frame, while he's still up topside, the chief of the watch would be down here and he would go straight board. As the diesels and everything were shut down, this panel here is what they used to indicate all the hull openings. You didn't actually dive the ship until you had straight board. If you didn't have straight board, they'd start to dive, but they might have to abort so they didn't lose the sum. So they would say straight board, and then come down and use the ham radio a couple of times a month.
Now, the ones that you were on, all the other submarines, you said that you were out for like 100 days at a time, or 70-some days, or whatever. When you came to port, what, another crew and
Missile boat had 2 crews.
Okay.
I'll talk about that when everyone else makes it in. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get out of everybody's way. Oh, they put checkers out and everything. Wow.
play through here for a second?
That's right.
Oh, what are all these?
This is the owner, the belongings of Tink Garlock. There was one gentleman who died on the USS Requiem, September 21st, let's see, the 50th anniversary is September 21st of this year, so it's 62. He passed away in after engine room lower space. I'll talk about that here in just a minute.
I did it.
They did it.
Okay, here in the aft engine room, they've got one of the covers off, so you can take a look inside and see how big the pistons are on these engines. Once everybody's in here, I'll go forward again so I can talk and everyone can hear me. We've got this massive cylinder that's this big around, and it's like 7.5 feet long, and a little hydraulic pump is about that long. But you got to put out, you've got the big rudder outboard with that water flow. So it takes a lot of effort. So it was one of the drills we do lots of hydraulics. We have some new guy back here. So we want to go to the right, to the left. It will take them 25 minutes to do that. And that's how we was done. It was exhausting. But everybody had to go through it. That was one thing. Everybody did it on boat, officers too. Everybody had to learn how to do all that stuff. That was the other unique thing about the submarine force. Officers were not exempt from any of this.
Was that worth it?
It was getting a little bit long, but it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was running out of steam. I think that air is gone.
All right, have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a nice day.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
They're not open.